All right, we had your boy Bobby Knuckles, Robert Whittaker versus Paulo Costa.
Banger.
So we both picked this one, right?
Yeah, we did.
We both
Yeah, we
picked this
both
one right
said.
now. It was close.
Look,
For a second, I was like, "Oh no!"
once it got to decision, I was like, that's easy decision. I see some people saying it's a robbery. That's crazy to me. I thought it was a clear decision win for Whittaker. That being said, that does not mean that it was not a close fight for every single second of that fight. It seemed like at any moment, Paulo could land something because Whittaker was, picking his shots. Paulo was landing good shots as well. I think people have kind of written off Paulo as this berserker who just walks forward and isn't an intelligent fighter. Um, but he had a very good performance against Whittaker. It's just that
Dude,
Whittaker is an all-time great as well. So
it
like,
was a reminder of just
yeah,
how dangerous Paulo Costa is, how
but
fun he is to watch fight.
yeah, but not just like the brawler that everybody thinks he's great calf kicks. The lead leg high kick
Oh,
was
the head
so
kick! Oh my
fast.
god!
Like, I mean, he just looked very skilled in there. It wasn't just a bully. Everybody used to think he's just a bully. He's just a bully. He's not, dude. He's very good. It's just we don't get to see him that often anymore. Um, but Whittaker also had just a fantastic game plan and you could tell like his jab was on point. The overhand right to the left shovel hook after the overhand right was awesome. The
So
jab
good.
to lead left hook, the double up on it was awesome. The calf kick was fantastic. It was just a super good fight. Uh,
Shout out Blunderbug.
Blunderbub says internet is telling me the most popular cars in Georgia are the Opel Astra and the Vectra, as well as the Mercedes E and C class. So Volk are one of those.
Yeah,
Thumbs
yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah. He ate one of those. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. I would say it was probably more like a Vectra. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a
Got hit
Vectra.
by that
That was a
Vectra
Vectra.
right on the chin.
Actually, you know
Right
what?
on the
That's the
chin.
Opel Astra. I like that. But
I don't even. I've never even seen one of those cars. Like if I were to see a picture, I wouldn't say like, "Oh, that's an Opel
that's an Opel
Astra."
Astra. Yeah.
So funny.
but this fight, I mean, the first round, they're trading low kicks. The high kick, immediately, Paulo lands the first high kick he throws on that lead leg. And you're like, holy shit, what is Robert Whittaker made of? That's another guy. Everybody's saying, he's got a glass chin. He's got a glass chin. And it's like, what? The guy has eaten some bombs and he stays in the fight. Sometimes he gets hurt by them, yeah, but it he still has a granite chin. Anybody who eats this wheel kick has a granite chin. And how about this? Thank you, Paulo Costa, for posting it on your Instagram so that we can show it and not get flagged by the UFC. Let's just watch the
All
high kick,
right.
huh? Let's watch the high kick or the wheel kick, I
Holocaust
should
is a
say.
real one, dude.
Yeah. Get ready. Oh
Oh my god. On skates right after.
And Whitaker's throwing punches back.
And look,
And that's
he
the end
walks
of the
back
round.
fine. I'm sure he's dazed still at that point, but he just walks back to the corner without a problem.
Yeah. And look, we've seen this reminded me of the Yoel Wars, the Whitaker Yoel. You remember that shit where
Yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
was Whitaker just really landing just beautiful technique, the 1-2 high kick, which we saw once again back in this fight, his signature combo. But there's moments where he gets caught with something huge and he's wobbly, but he stays in it, and sometimes he doesn't. Right when he got dropped by Drickus, it seemed like one of those moments, but then he ended up folding eventually. Um, but sometimes he sticks through it, man. And you just remember that Whitaker's a fucking dog in there, dude. Like he's look, his era of middleweight was the shakeup era after Anderson, right? Because Weidman took the belt. There was the Rockhold stuff. There's Whitaker, and Whitaker was the only guy who was actually fighting the monsters because Bisping got
Yeah.
the belt from Rockhold, and they're like, he needs to fight Yoel. He needs to fight Jacare. He needs to fight Whitaker. He needs to fight these killers. But he didn't. He fought 50-year-old Dan Henderson and still almost got nuked. And then
Yeah.
and then he fought GSP coming back out of retirement. And so it's like, but during that time, Whitaker was fighting those guys and going into dogfights with them, the scariest guys in arguably the scariest division at the time, and was just fucking lining them up and knocking them down, dude. Fucking, I love Whitaker, dude, and he's just such a
Look at this
humble
picture.
guy. I mean,
Such a
these
good
guys went
picture,
to
too.
war, dude. These guys were
Yeah.
trading.
It was a
It was an awesome
fantastic
fight.
fight, and it was a great fight leading us into the main event.
Yeah,
It was a great fight to go after Gary versus Neil, which was kind
I
of
was
like a
about to
palate
say,
cleanser.
Yeah.
The other thing is, you see, like in the second round, and really throughout the entire fight, when Whittaker would land something solid, Paulo Costa would stick his tongue out, or
Yeah.
come on, come on,
Mhm.
right? Like, dude, I love this stuff. But in the third round, I don't know if you noticed, like any little movement that Whittaker would throw, like all the small feints, Costa
Mhm.
had the biggest reactions in the world to it. And I was like,
Yeah.
dude, you can stick your tongue out all you want. You can point at the ground. You can wave them
Yeah.
over. But dude, at the end of the day, you're like, oh no! Like
Yeah. Well, it's
every
funny.
time he threw a feint, man.
Yeah, and what's funny, this picture, he goes like, "All right, let's throw down. Let's go. Let's throw some combos, huh?" And then he's like, "But I'm gonna counter, so like I'm not gonna initiate that." It's so
So
funny,
funny,
dude.
and smart from
S-
Whitaker, because all the times that he was waving him on, and pointing
Yeah,
at the ground, he never went
didn't
all crazy
engage.
at him. Nah, he didn't
Yeah,
engage. He was like, I know
and
exactly what you're trying to do, sucker.
and that's kind of the story of the fight, huh? Show off that hoodie.
Right
Let me
here,
see that
dude.
hoodie. The story of the
Right here.
fight
Look at the story
was
of the fight.
the fact that Paulo was able to land those wheel kicks, the lead leg high kick off, no telegraph, just so fast. That works because there's no tell, right? So if he started working feints in, then you're like, oh shit, that's the you have to react. When he's there's no load up on stuff, you have to react on first movement, otherwise you're gonna get caught. So that makes your feint so much stronger because then you have to bite on the feints because since there's no telegraph, that could be the strike, that could be the high kick. You have to bite on the feint. But then Paulo was just not feinting the whole fight, barely threw any feints, and it's like, dude, when you have that fast twitch style like that, the feints could be your best weapon
Yep.
because you feint him out of your shoes and then you can land a high kick. Um, and he just didn't. And Whittaker was feinting a ton, and Paulo, like you said, was biting on it. And
Yeah.
Ganscott says the tongue out usually means you're losing. Yoel did it to Paulo. I believe Myro Buena Silva versus Manon Fiorot also, because that's a fight that sticks in
uh,
everybody's memory. But that's what happens, right? You have to resort to try to taunt and turn it into a brawl because you might say my power for power is going to land. Um, but the judges see that too, and I always remember Bobby Green versus Fiziev, I think it was, where every time he would get hit with something, he would do something to acknowledge it. But what he was doing was saying like, "Oh, that was nothing. That was nothing." He was like brushing his shoulders off or like whatever, right? Like shrugging it off. But one of the judges came out and said after the fact that he's like, every time he got hit, it drew a reaction out of him. So it must be
uh,
it's making a reaction. If he no sells it, then maybe we don't give it as much merit. But when you react every
backfired.
time, it backfired. And you could argue that that shouldn't be the case for the judging criteria, but it might be for some of the judges. So you might as well just not do it. Sometimes it pays off though. Sometimes if you're Mike Breed and you start barking at a dude, and all of a sudden you knock him out. But you know,
Yeah, but that's not so much for the judges. That's like to throw
yeah.
your opponent off, right?
Well, but that's why you're doing it in the first place, right? You're not doing it to dissuade the judges. You're doing it to get that guy pissed off and turn it into a brawl so
I
you can land
guess.
your
Yeah, yeah,
power
that's a good
shot.
point. Yeah, yeah.
But if
But
you don't
Whitaker's like,
get
nah.
it, yeah. Whitaker's like, dude, I've been in here with some dogs. I don't give a fuck about that, dude. I'm not brawling with you.
Yeah.
And then he proceeds to
Good
brawl.
fight though, man. What a
Very
fantastic
good
fight.
fight.
All right.
Fight of the night, should have been maybe.
Hey everybody, Romero and Will here. Thank you so much for watching that short clip. It's just a small clip of what we covered this last Sunday.
Yeah, if you want to check out the full fight card recap, the link is in the description, and it's going to be on screen at the end here. Don't forget to go back and watch our fighter interviews that we have. And don't forget to tune in live every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, and you can join in on the fun.
Yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It goes a long way. All right, everybody, thanks for watching that short clip from Story of the Fight.